The New Orleans Saints are going to be an interesting team this year. You got Jameis Winston at quarterback. You drafted Chris Olave. I think Trevor Penning is going to be an interesting player to watch this year. Overall, I think this entire team is in a position where it could shock a lot of people. I think the NFC South is a little open. I mean, I know Tampa Bay is tough, but other than that, I mean, you could definitely easily find a wild card team in this division. I think it's at least interesting. I think just to start things out here, I think this is probably one of the more interesting divisions in all of football. Now, when I say interesting, obviously, I don't mean that all four of these teams are necessarily playoff contenders. I've got my questions about the Panthers, particularly at the quarterback position, and I guess the same could be said of the Saints and the Falcons as well. But I just feel like overall this is going to be a fun year, and I'm so excited for it. But without further ado, let's get into our 2022 New Orleans Saints record prediction. So Week 1 at the Atlanta Falcons here. Overall, I think that this kicks off a solid start for the Saints here. This game starts at noon Central Daylight Time, starting time here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think this is a win. I think they started off right here, and they start off division play here in the right footing as well. Week 2 at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Caesars Superdome. This is also a noon start time, Central Daylight Time, kickoff time here. So overall, the Buccaneers, I feel like it's going to take them a little bit to get kind of rolling with Todd Bowles, but obviously they've got Tom Brady. They still got a great team coming back, so it will be interesting. I think they're the number one team in the South, in the NFC South, that is, so we'll see how it all unfolds. Week 3 at the Carolina Panthers here, noon start time again here, once again, Bank of America Stadium. 3 divisional games, 3 wins to knock off the first 3 games of the season here. I think it is interesting, but overall, the Panthers are going to be a tough team down the road when they get that quarterback position figured out, if Matt Corral indeed pans out, but that is what it is at this point. But I do think it's a win to start off 3-0. Week 4 at the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be an interesting game, but I think the Vikings are the better team here. This one's in London at 8:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time starting time here, but this one's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The Vikings, good Lord, Colton. The Vikings are an interesting team, but I do think they can be got by anybody. Obviously, it's the Vikings, but I just feel like with the way that the Vikings are rolling, I think they'll start off the season and be able to start off strong, and I think that they do take down the Saints in Week 4. Week 5, this starts off in a little bit of a winning streak here. So we talk about Week 5 versus Seattle at home. This starts off another 3-game winning streak here. Caesars Superdome Stadium once again. Talk about 12 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time starting time here. This will be very interesting. So, I meant to say at Minnesota, and then this is another 2-game stretch at home. Anyway, so point is, I think the Seahawks are in a little bit of a rebuild mode. I don't think you can argue with that. I'll be interested to see how Drew Lock does, or Geno Smith, but for that matter, I think the Seahawks, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a little bit. Week 6 at home against the Cincinnati Bengals, Caesars Superdome Stadium, 12 noon start time here again. The Bengals are going to be tough. I arguably think they're going to be one of the toughest teams in the AFC, but I do think overall the Saints come up with a couple surprises here, but I usually think that will tend to die off later on in the season. Week 7 at the Arizona Cardinals here. I think this is the first game they get Nuke Hopkins back, I think. But I do think they take away a win here on Thursday Night Football, 7 p.m. or 7:15, p.m. Central Daylight Time, starting here at State Farm Stadium. I think this is another win. They start off, looking very good for a team that's kind of coming back, and they finally got some pieces sitting at 6-1. So I do think this is a great spot to start. Week 8. This is where I think they probably will take a little bit of a skid here. Week 8 at home against the Las Vegas Raiders here. Caesars Superdome Stadium again. This is going to be interesting. Overall, the Raiders are tough. They got a lot of good pieces coming back. Plus, they added Devontae Adams and all those boys. So the Raiders are going to be a top team. Plus, they're playing one of the toughest divisions. I think that'll help them out. This game starts at noon Central Daylight Time. Week 9 Monday Night Football, 7:15 Central Standard Time starting time here at Caesars Superdome. Superdome Stadium. I think it's going to be interesting, but I do think the Baltimore Ravens are one of those teams that they just every year they have one of the best drafts, and they always come out and they always win it, they're always contenders in the regular season as well. Week 10 at the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field. This is a noon start time, Central Standard Time, that is. Overall, the Steelers are going to be a good team down the road once they do figure out that quarterback position, but that's if and when they figure out that quarterback position. That's a win here in Week 10 for me. Week 11 against the Los Angeles Rams at home. This is interesting. The Rams are coming back off for a Super Bowl. I do think they take an L here to the Rams because, again, the Rams are coming off the big win there, and they got a lot of the major pieces back. Plus, they added Allen Robinson. I just really like the Rams' chances this year. Week 12 at the San Francisco 49ers. As much as I probably might not want to, I put this as a win because I don't know what's going to go on with the 49ers. I mean, are they going to trade Jimmy G? Is Trey Lance going to step up? A lot of questions. This one's at Levi's Stadium, starts at 3:25 p.m. Central Standard Time here. So going to be interesting. The 49ers are probably going to make the playoffs anyway because, I mean, they're arguably one of the better teams in their division, and they always seem to shock people and just run the ball down everybody's throats, so it is what it is. Let's see here. Yes, so Week 13 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, this one's a loss for me. You're going into your bye week here. Looking all right. I mean, it could be worse. I think overall, the main focus here is, you bounce back. You're coming back with Dennis Allen as the head coach. I think you're sitting, 8-5, heading into your last 4 games of the season. But overall, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think they're going to figure it out later on in the season. That's what's going to be most important, and they head into the bye week at 8-5. So Week 15, this one is at home at Caesars Superdome Stadium against the Atlanta Falcons. Times have not been released because I believe they're looking at this game to possibly flex or one of those other considerations. But I do think that the Falcons do take a loss here on the road as well. I think they sweep the Falcons. They go on the road against Cleveland in Week 16, take a loss because Cleveland, I mean, once they get a guy like Deshaun Watson on the field, this team it's going to take off. It's only just a matter of time. But that game starts at noon Central Standard Time there, so going to be interesting overall. Week 17 at the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. Noon start time, Central Standard Time, that is going to be interesting overall. But the Eagles, man, they're going to be either really tough or not so much. But I do think that the Saints find a way to get a win on the road and go into Week 18 against the Carolina Panthers on the at home, at Caesars Superdome Stadium. Again, this game has not had times announced yet. Again, I think they're probably waiting to see if this is potentially for the division or a playoff spot. That will overall probably be what decides this game start time here. But that's it. 10-7. I think that's what the Saints are looking at. You might see a couple of games, whether it's Atlanta, Tampa Bay. I mean, they might lose. They might lose both games to Tampa Bay. Who knows? I think overall they could win the Vikings game. We'll just have to see. But the Raiders game is winnable. Any game is winnable, but it's just this is our prediction for the 2022 New Orleans Saints record, our prediction. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our 2022 New Orleans Saints record prediction.